Let's bring in David Friedman, the former U.S. ambassador to Israel. Thank you so much, sir, for joining us today. Please do give us your thoughts in this obviously very important moment in all of this, as we do await what's next for the United States in all of it.
Well, Sandra, thanks for having me. I think the first overriding point is this. There are a lot of things to talk about. There are some complexities, multiple vectors, but all roads lead to a non-nuclear Iran. I mean, that is where we're going to end up. And that's everybody's goal, and we're going to achieve it. Now, will it be militarily? Will it be with a deal? I will tell you that the likelihood that Israel will stand down in favor of the right to negotiate is probably zero. You know, they've had 500 ballistic missiles shot at them. Yesterday, they were on the receiving end of a cluster bomb, which is a per se war crime that took out a hospital that serves the Negev. Probably more than half the patients are Arab and Muslim. They've had 400 or 500 drones shot at them. Every night, you know, people are going into shelters. They're not standing down until they've achieved their goals. So I think that demand is going to go nowhere. Now, the other thing I would say is, knowing President Trump now for at least 25 years, you know, way back when I used to represent him in a lot of deals, I know his negotiating style. The deal he will make is when the Iranian leader takes a piece of paper out of the printer, takes a white piece of paper, blank page, and he writes down on it, "We surrender, we give up all our nukes, we're going to destroy and dismantle all our facilities. You're welcome to come and observe and inspect whenever you want, and we're going to stop shooting missiles at your allies." When he writes that on a piece of paper, that, nothing more, nothing less, I think there'll be a diplomatic deal, and I think the probability of that is awfully low. Remember, you know, Abbas Araghchi, who's like the only guy left who's negotiating this, who even knows, you know, where his instructions are coming from? And remember, the Iranians are telling their people that they're winning the war. You know, they're telling their people that they're dominating Israel airspace. You know, they're not telling them that they've shot 1,000 projectiles and only about 5% have landed. You know, so all of a sudden he's going to surrender. It just seems so unlikely.
Okay, so Ambassador, you said the Israeli people are not standing down. This is General Jack Keane joining us last hour on Outnumbered, and this is why he says that is the case. Listen.
For 25 years, they've taken every step that's humanly possible, not only to develop a nuclear weapon, but also they put into this major enterprise, and this is what some people don't get, is the Ayatollah has built an enterprise that's redundant and resilient because he knows at some point it would be attacked. And he wants to absorb that attack, survive it, recover and rebuild.
Ambassador, I wanted to get your reaction to that.
Well, look, General Keene's exactly right. And it just seems so unlikely. They've staked their regime on the North Korean model. You know, they want to get nukes and then try to hold the world hostage. That's the only way they're going to keep their regime alive. So the idea that they will somehow surrender seems unlikely. Now, could the regime change in short order? And, you know, that's incredibly wishful thinking. It would be wonderful. But that would be the way to get to a deal. And as far as, you know, Israel's concerned, look, I have got some of my kids there now. I mean, I know what life is like there. You know, because the missiles are coming from 1,000 miles away, they get about a 10, 15-minute warning. And so, you know, when the warning hits, they run for shelters. But the rest of the day, you know, you've seen pictures. They're on the beach. They're living their lives. They're starting to come back to normal. This is not going to bring down Israel. Israel is in this for the long haul. They will not allow their children and grandchildren to live under the shadow of a nuclear attack from Iran. They will not permit another Holocaust. As
we continue to hear a very firm message sent from Benjamin Netanyahu, Israel's prime minister, as we did in that interview on Sunday, and continue to hear from him. Ambassador, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate your time.
Hey everyone, I'm Emily Campagno. Catch me and my co-hosts Harris Faulkner and Kaylee McEnany on Outnumbered every weekday at 12 p.m. Eastern, or set your DVR. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page for daily highlights.